Serving home cooking, Jack's Barcelona Drive-In, 8249 First Street, Westfield. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner by beautiful Lake Erie in a summer cottage atmosphere with local wines and beers available. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. From the Access Channel 5 studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Channel 5. Continuing the traditions of Senior Report, we are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week, countywide, from 9 to 10 a.m. Join us by calling in live, emailing us, or checking out our social media. And now, from the Channel 5 studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Doc Hamels, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. It looks like summer has arrived and it's going to stay for a while. We were really wondering if we were ever going to have summer back in June and July. Remember, with all the rain and the cooler weather? It's just been brilliant. I can't believe it. I looked at the forecast for the next week or so. It's all in the mid-80s. Beautiful days, a little bit of rain here and there, but wow. What a perfect Labor Day weekend for all of us to kick back and get together with family and hopefully have a picnic or barbecue or whatever. And I hope to gosh that you're not one of those that have to work this weekend, because it is Labor Day, and we do salute those of you and all of us that have worked over the years to take care of all of us, whether it's a service organization or fixing the roads or bridges, or the doctors or lawyers or people that just do everyday things that I can't even make things, okay? Just everybody, the auto workers and chefs and cooks and restaurant people and so forth. I hope you can get some time off and relax and be with your family. It's just going to be a great weekend. We got a really good show lined up for you here today, and we'll get to that in a little bit, but I want to say good morning, or in this particular case, later in the week, good afternoon, for our listeners at WRFA, Low Power to the People, our friends in Jamestown and the radio station over there, Dennis Drew and Company. I know you're listening to this at 1 o'clock on Tuesdays, and we just want to thank you all for listening, and hopefully today what you hear, it will be of some interest to you, and perhaps you might even want to check it out some more later. Okay, with that, we are broadcasting live right now here in Mayville at XS5 Studios, and I want to say good morning to all the folks in Jamestown, Fredonia, Dunkirk, and all along the lakeshore, Brockton, Ripley, Westfield. I talk to people all the time that watch the show, and I'm just so tickled that we're able to do this. It's a volunteer organization, and sometimes I wonder, why do we do what we do? It's just fun. It's just a lot of fun, and we get up every Saturday morning and try to bring something of interest to you, and try to bring some topics that you might not normally hear about in Chautauqua County. And our mission is to bring topics to you that you probably normally wouldn't hear about. And today's show is no different. So a couple things I want to tell you about before I go through my usual announcements. I want to thank Jack's Barcelona Drive-In. I had a great opportunity to play there the last couple weeks, and because I did, I got the official hat. Evidently, I'm part of the family now. And Julie Travis did a wonderful job setting things up for me, and just a great time. The weather the first week was kind of cool, but this week was awesome. Beautiful summer weather. And she's one of our underwriters here. And anyways, thanks, Julie, for a great time this past week. Also, coming up, I want to remind you that anytime during the show, if you would like to call in, you can call us at 753-5225. Yep, they pop it up. This is like a telethon. And you can Twitter us, you can email us, you can Facebook us, you could call us and leave a message if you don't want to talk to us directly, because you can talk to us live. You'll be live on the air, but don't be shy. But if you really are shy, you can just let the guys know on the other end of the phone, and they'll bring your announcement here. Or you can Twitter us, and it'll pop up on my screen over here. So you can get to us no matter what. And as I remind folks, if you have a question after the show, you can drop us a line, and we'll get back to you either by email or I'll announce it the following week. So if you have a birthday announcement for your club or organization, or you just want to say hi to our guests or have a question, give us a call. For instance, now this is where I'm on thin ice. This is where I got to be very careful, because I want to live long and prosperous. My wife's birthday is this week coming up, and I want to wish my wife Barb a great birthday, and I got something planned special for you. One thing for you young husbands I want to share with you: never, ever, 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 if you want to live long, tell anybody, especially on the air, how old your wife is. My wife has not aged at all. She's just absolutely gorgeous to this day, and I love her dearly. So happy birthday, Barb. Okay, so see how easy that was? So if you have a birthday or an anniversary, give us a call. We'll share it. I want to say hi to my dad, who watches the show every week. He's at home. He had a vacation at the hospital for a few days, and he's recuperating. 92 years old, still going strong, Dad. Hope you feel better this week and you can get outside and soak up some of these rays. All right, so let's get to some announcements right now. We don't have too many today. All right, you ready, Jeff? Here we go. Infinity, the 12th annual local music showcase on Saturday, September 12th from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. in downtown Jamestown. And if you look somewhere along there, it's hard for me to see it from here, but I'm on that list. I'll be playing at 6 o'clock. Top right, they just told me top right, so that's your, okay, there I am, I see me, Doc Hamels. I'll be playing at the Phoenix Rising Fitness Wellness Studio. That's over on Pine Street, I believe. And I say I believe because I never check these things out till the day I gotta go somewhere. Anyways, come out for a night of music and fun. For only $15, you can enjoy nearly 50 musicians and bands performing in 13 various venues throughout downtown. That's pretty awesome. The venues include Brazil, Forte, Infinity Arts Cafe, Jamestown Skate Products, Jones Valhalla, Labyrinth Press Company, Mojo's, Phoenix Rising Wellness Studio, that's where I'll be, Shawbucks, Studio Theater, The Q, The Pub, and The Wine Cellar. Bill Ward plays there a lot. New this year, wristbands and LMS merchandise will be sold at the LMS, that stands for Local Music Showcase, sold at these LMS ticketing kiosks. Kiosks will be located in the Lynn Building parking lot on the corner of 3rd and Prendergast, Potter's Terrace, and the Shawbucks parking lot. Be sure to stop by a kiosk before joining the fun. Now listen, $10 pre-sale tickets are available now at the Infinity Center at 301 East 2nd Street at the Lynn Building, Suite 101. That's where Infinity is now. Or go online at Infinity Performing Arts, all one word, infinityperformingarts.org. For a complete schedule of musicians, please visit the website or the local Music Showcase Facebook page. So I played this now 3 times. This will be my 4th year. Looking forward to it. All the guys, all the gals, all the bands, we play free, we volunteer, and the music is absolutely everything you can imagine. Jazz, rock, blues, headbangers, country. I'm going to probably do a little Irish and some Americana. You name it, they got it. So get out there and check out the bands. Okay, also coming up September 12th, same day in the morning, Rotary Blood Screening Program. That's the Dunkirk and Fredonia clubs. Saturday, September 12th, 6:15 a.m. to 9:20 a.m. at the Fredonia High School. This is really important. If you haven't had your blood checked in a while, check it out because it'll identify a variety of different things, and there's the fee structure for you. And if you want more information, call 326-3917. 326-3917. That's the Rotary Blood Screening Program on September 12th. Okay, then my friends over at the Grape Discovery Center tell me that they're going to have an evening of harvest wines and beer. It's called An Elegant Evening of Wine and Beer Tasting, Food Pairings, and Lessons on How to Entertain with Wine, Harvest Grapes, and in a history of the Lake Erie grape region. Now, pairings, if you're not familiar with this, I wasn't so familiar with this, is taking this particular cheese, it goes with a particular wine, or meat that goes with certain types of wines, and so on. So there's a way to do this, and you can learn a little bit more. Sounds like a fun time. Appetizers, small bites, desserts, and fall harvest wine and beer tastings presented throughout the tasting bar, gift shop, and exhibit room with music on the patio among the vineyards. Okay, if you haven't been there, this is a gorgeous location at the Grape Discovery Center. It's the old Ford dealership on Route 20 between Ripley and Westfield, and they have just done an outstanding job of decorating it, and it's just like, come on in, and you feel so welcome. They got exhibits, they got information about the grape industry, history, artifacts, and there's great stuff to buy there. Over the months, I think I've shown you things that I bought there for family and so forth. It's a great little location, so check it out. This is the first in a series of special events presenting wine and craft beverages in a seasonal context. It'll be held October 3 from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. The cost is $40 per person. It includes a commemorative wine glass, wine, beer, and food tastings. So it sounds like a great evening. Could be lots of fun. Again, October 3rd, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Grape Discovery Center. Christina McCain is the general manager there, and so she'll be welcoming you then. Okay. I think what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a quick public service announcement, and we're going to get right into our show. So stick around. I'll be right back. This is for you.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
How true, how true. That was a cute little ad. And we have the local SPCAs and shelters all over Chautauqua County. Check it out. If you're interested in a dog, I got to tell you right now, when I left this morning, Max just sat there and looked at me like, can I go? So what he likes is I have to give him a little kiss on the end of his nose. He just likes that a lot. Can't believe I'm kissing a dog, but hey. Anyways, just to kind of get us started for today, I want to kind of go backwards in time a little bit for the last couple of weeks. About 3 weeks ago, I had a massage therapist, and she was helping us to relax and to understand our body and so forth. Last week, I had an occupational therapist. It was teaching us how to do or not do certain things to take better care of our body, and if we do mess up, that there's services to help our body. So we learn to relax, we learn how to take better care of ourselves. Well, today we're going to have a little bit of therapy as well. We're going to learn about therapy for the soul and the heart and the mind, and learn to laugh a little bit. And I couldn't think of anybody better to bring on the show than my good buddy here, Rick Mascaro from the Lake Shore Center for the Arts. Welcome back.
I'm not giving you a massage, Doc. So
I don't want you to put a finger on me.
Forget it.
Because this is all virtual here.
All right. All right. It's the real thing.
It's the real deal.
It's the real thing.
I got my people. They'll take care of this part. Take care of this part up here. Anyways, Rick, you were here back in November, and so it's getting close to a year since you were here.
Almost.
So a lot of things have been happening, and so There are people that have joined the show now that may not remember you being on the show, so let's kind of rewind things a little bit. And I know a few things about you, but they don't know that about you. So give us the thumbnail sketch about what's Rick all about, and where do you come from? What do you do?
Well, I was an educator in South Carolina for many, many years, retired from there several years ago. I was Director of Fine Arts for Anderson School District 5 and have been involved in the arts all my life. And I love the arts. It's one of those things that they didn't have to pay me to do that kind of stuff. You don't tell people that when you're in education. You don't tell people you
Please
do
don't
it for
pay
free,
me.
but
No.
it's the kind of thing I would have done for free. But now that I've retired and now that I've come home, I grew up in Westfield, New York. I've noticed when I got back that the art scene was not quite what it used to be back in my heyday, back when I was here in the 60s. And it was my fervent wish to rebirth the arts for the community with opportunities to perform, to view, to do those sorts of things. And that's been my quest ever since. And I'm doing that, we are doing that through an organization called Lakeshore Center for the Arts, which is a fledgling arts organization that we started just about a year ago this time.
Wow.
And since then, we've been busy. We've gotten a lot done, and that's what we're working on now. As you know.
I think we have your logo. We could pop that up, Jeff. I think we have that. We can have a little look so people know what to look for here. Well, they'll pop that up as we're talking. There we go. Lakeshore Center for the Arts. Okay, and there's different things there. Each one of those symbols you must have picked for a reason. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I'll tell you what, we didn't pick it. Actually, we had a competition to design our logo that went out to all the art teachers and regular artists from all over the lakefront, from Northeast up to Silver Creek over to here. And a young lady, and her name escapes me right now, but she's from Silver Creek High School. She was a sophomore at Silver Creek High School, designed that, and got a $100 award for designing that logo with her art teacher. And we've used that. We've asked her to incorporate the things that we do, the colors of the grapes and those sorts of things. And she did a super job for us. We love our logo.
So as I'm repairing my microphone here.
You want me to help you with that?
No, please don't.
All right.
No hands off.
No massages.
No
but I'd be
massages.
happy to
No,
help
no,
you with
no.
them.
I got it.
All right.
I've done this too many times. So this young lady's still in high school.
She is.
All right.
She is.
All right. So if you're out there listening, he doesn't remember your name.
I can't remember your name.
Call in. Let us know what your name is.
I think, yeah.
Anyways, but in that particular logo there, that image there, I saw a pen, a mask, looked like a musical note, and something else. I can't remember what the other ones. I'm not a good memorization. So tell me, what do you mean by fine arts?
Well, what we are including in our fine arts, we are I guess if we had to do it primarily, we are primarily a theater organization. Our major emphasis is theater. Okay. And in the last year, we've been involved in, well, right now we're into our 6th production. We presented 4 productions by ourselves. We partnered with Northeast Community Theater on their January thaw with Alan Cook, that we worked with them. Hey, Alan, if you're here, it's nice to see you, man. And we are currently in production with an adult evening of Shel Silverstein.
Okay, and we're going to get to that a little bit.
We'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay,
but
so fine arts to you is theater,
visual arts. It's also visual arts. We are offering art classes. We have some of the get a bottle of wine and paint a picture kind of classes and instructional things like that. We do writing. Linda Lavid, probably some of you know Linda, offers classes with us. She has classes coming up. We do a number of things in the area of writing. We do also things like weaving and folk art type things too. And Diana Hammond, who's a good friend of mine, does those sorts of things.
Diane's in Rotary, man. I know.
Yeah, she's going to be working with Angie Cash, I believe. They're going to be putting together a class that's going to offer putting together how to make a utility carry-all bag and design, which Diana will do with her sewing part of it, and then Angie will do the painting and decorating part of the bag. Isn't that cool?
You're telling me some things that are very
See?
interesting, because right now, I don't even know how many people are watching me right now, or us, but every one of us has something to offer, don't we?
Yes.
It's something that we learned from our grandparents, or we learned in school, college, whatever, or we were just born innately with a skill, and we don't share it. We don't talk about it. We don't. People just don't know things about us, and so here you're telling me things about folks that I go, really? How cool is that?
Yeah.
Now, and so, are you looking for folks?
Absolutely, absolutely. And in Diana's case, just to go back to her, Diana's probably one of the premier quilters of Chautauqua County. You probably didn't know that.
No.
Yeah, she does like fabulous work. So, yes, we're absolutely looking for folks. The Lakeshore Center for the Arts is for people, again, primarily to give people an opportunity to take part, either by, if you're skilled, to come in and teach classes, if you're not skilled and want to learn things, to come in and take classes, to view, to join us in events that we do.
Appreciate, enjoy. Yeah.
Absolutely, all the different aspects.
You keep talking about come to classes, do this and do that. Where are you?
Okay, here's part of our organization that we've
Tell me where to
struggled
go.
with
Where can I
over the
find
year.
you?
We have a home office, and their home office is my house.
It's your house.
Yeah, all of our mail comes to us, and our bills and all those things come to my house. The rest of it, we work in conjunction with different areas. And I'll tell you the story. We've been looking for a home location for the last year, and the more we've looked for it, the more and haven't had a home. We've had to branch out and work with churches and libraries and the Great Discovery Center and restaurants and moose lodges, and we've had to do things all over the place. And it's gotten to the point where the more I think about this, why invest all that money in a
Overhead
home base,
and utilities.
overhead and all that stuff, when our mission is to take the arts to the people? So rather than have a place where everybody from the Great Belt will have to come into us, I think we're changing our mission to take things out into the community.
Art on a cart.
Art on a cart. There you go.
Wow. Tell me about your organization. I'm assuming that you're a 501c3 or something along those lines?
We
or
are.
not-for-profit?
We're
What are you?
501c3. We're incorporated.
You're bona fide, blessed people.
We're also
blessed.
a New York State. What do they call it?
I don't know.
New York State charitable organization.
Oh, okay.
It took me 3 hours to fill out that form. You know these New York
Yeah, I
State
do.
forms.
Yeah. We're not like down south where they just say, yeah, sure. No problem. Okay, so you're a bona fide organization, so if anybody participates in any level of this, it's going for not-for-profit.
That's right.
And that's important for people to know. You're retired, you get all kinds of money every month on your pension. You don't need the money.
Yeah, I don't
Who needs the money?
I have so much. No, it's not
No,
true.
I know that. He needs the money. He needs, no. but the thing is that you're not out to make thousands of millions of dollars.
No, we're not.
This is a community-based organization.
Absolutely.
And how cool is that? Now, I want to go back to something you said a little bit ago, and I picked up on it. I even wrote it down here. You said the art scene was different than the 60s when you left the area. What was it like back then?
For a number of reasons, and most of them economic, we lost a lot of our art space. It used to be, and I won't mention names of companies.
Please
but
don't.
A lot of companies have moved elsewhere.
I don't have enough in my legal
or closed plants or
banker.
done that sort of thing that funded a lot of things in the arts. Lakeshore had a vibrant theater scene back in the 60s. There was a group called Lakeshore Little Theater that ran from Northeast to Silver Creek, and it's how I got my start in theater. There were a lot the Deutschmeisters, which came to a close because of a number of different there were a lot of things that happened during that time period that people were involved in that for one reason or another, and again, most of it economic, came to a close. And those people are still here. There are still people that want to do that, but the opportunity, it takes a lot to get
Once you lose the juice, it's hard to get it back, right?
Right. So that was offered, and people were expecting that. When people were here that were degreed and educated and wanted to go out to the arts and see a play, they had someplace to go, and if they didn't, they created it themselves. And a lot of that was based, a lot of the community organizations were based from a lot of the people that are here with those companies and that sort of thing. So we're looking for, we've got a new group of people now, though, in Chautauqua County, and you know those people just like I do, because I'm one of them now. These are people that have retired, that have a little bit of cash to spend on entertainment, that sort of thing, and have moved back to Western New York and want to take part or go see or do those things that we're talking about, and that's why we're here.
Okay.
To get those people involved.
Catch your breath. Folks, you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and my guest this morning is Rick Mascaro from the Lakeshore Center for the Arts. He's the executive director, and if you want to give him a call, you want to ask him a question or two, or you want to volunteer, we're looking for actors and so forth, he's telling me, call us at 753-5225, and we're happy to have a little chat with you. Don't be shy. All right, so what it sounds like, you're doing almost like a renaissance of the area. You're trying to bring back some really cool features. To me, this society is becoming not only sitting in front of a TV, they're sitting in front of a TV and they got their iPads. And they're playing games while they got one eye on NCIS and they're playing their and I know you're all watching me right now and you're saying, oh my God, he's watching me through my windows. I know this is happening. You go to a restaurant and nobody talks. We're almost like a non-communicative society now. It's really strange, and but this is pulling people back into an area that used to be, and there's some good stuff there. Why would someone want to come to one of your performances? Why would they even want to leave their iPads in the safety of their homes?
A very good point.
Thank you.
A very good point.
That's my job, is bring out good points.
Broadway has everything on video, and there are all these things that are on video, and you could look at your iPad or you could look at your computer and get all this stuff. But, and I'll use a sports analogy for no other reason than that I'm a Pittsburgh Steel. No, never mind. But live football is so much better to watch than.
Ladies and gentlemen,
on the.
I would like to thank you for watching your show. Pittsburgh. Oh, you're killing me, man.
Anyway, the aspect of live performance versus watching it on your phone. You can't even compare. No. Going to a football game or going to a live play and listening to applause and listening to the roar and watching the thing live on stage or versus watching it on a 4-inch screen. There's no comparison, and sadly, it's something that a lot of people have not done now because they haven't had the opportunity. There's so many kids that have never been to a real play, or
there's something visceral. There's a connection. And my analogy to all this is when you're walking down the street and you hear music and you go, oh, that's somebody's playing on the radio or something like that, as opposed to walking down the street and you hear the crash of a cymbal and my ears perk up. I go, that's a live band. Yeah. Or you feel the rumble of the bass that's in your chest, or or the lead guitar is just ripping across through the air and you go, oh my God, it's and there's something about that that's just totally different, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay, well.
And by the way,
yes.
Doc knows something about from whence he speaks because he is a lead guitar player in our band.
Well, let's bring up the next picture here.
I just wanted to throw that in.
We're going to talk about that right now. Perfect. Let's bring up. There we go. There's your hat.
Yeah.
I decided your hat was just as famous as we are.
It's less sweaty in that picture.
It looks like it was brand new.
Yeah.
So, Barcelona Blues Band. Where'd you get that name?
Well, we were looking for things to at least match the B in blues.
Alliteration.
So we figured Barcelona was local, and people like blues, fish, beer, the lake. So we put it Barcelona Blues.
Nobody knows where Barcelona is. You realize that?
Really?
Well, nobody knows where Ripley is.
Well,
you go to Jamestown, I'll ask 10 people, where's Ripley? And 9 of them will say Ohio, and the 10th person will say, there's Ripley?
It's a museum.
I'm not picking on Jamestown folks, but it's the lack of communication.
Right.
We always talk about the North and South Division here in the county. We forget about the East and West side.
Right.
And so Ripley, Westfield, Barcelona, we all exist. Over Jamestown, they're listening to me on the radio right now. Come visit us. Barcelona, where's Barcelona?
Barcelona, if you continue on 394 through Westfield, straight down to the lake, you're in
Hit the lake, back
you're in
up,
Barcelona.
you're in Barcelona.
You go as far as you can, and you're in Barcelona.
It's got a great little history. I can't tell you all the history, but it's a famous fishing area.
Well, for instance,
Yes.
Doc,
right here.
Jack's Harbor House
put it right in the
is here.
picture.
Here, Julie's Jack's Barcelona Drive-In is in Barcelona.
We did not pay him to do this, Julie.
And here, Zebro's
Zebro's,
restaurant is down there. Westfield Fish House is down there. We have all kind of wonderful businesses.
doing this.
And hundreds of beautiful boats in the harbor. So come on down.
And beaches.
And beaches.
It's just gorgeous down there. Okay, so the Barcelona Blues Band was formed when?
Oh, we were formed, how long ago? You've been part of this.
No,
Less
not the
than a year.
beginning. Less
than a year. Probably 8 months ago we started playing. Actually, we had two bands. It used to be in Westfield, the Deutschmeisters, and probably a lot of people remember the Deutschmeisters, played everything. Kelly Matthews, who's one of our members, his dad was Matty Matthews, and Matty was the leader, founder, etc. of Deutschmeisters. So we found it only appropriate that Kelly help us start these new bands, and we founded two of them. One is called the Westfield All-Stars, which is part of the Lakeshore Center for the Arts, which is a large band that plays marches, big band kind of stuff. And that's about 20 members in that band. And Kelly directs that.
And that's going on right now.
No, we've only utilized that band during the summer. We play Ox Roast in Westfield.
You
New
play in
York.
this?
Yeah,
Oh,
I play in
okay.
that band too. And we don't use that one as much as we do the Barcelona Blues Band. The Barcelona Blues Band, simply because there are less people involved, we go to a number of places and play more. In fact, this year we, including Doc Hamels, have decided that we're going to make this a year-long venture. So if you're looking for a blues band, a good blues band, give us a call, because we would love to take part. Not a quiet acoustic. It's not a quiet acoustic band.
No.
It's a blues band.
Blues band.
So-
Let's bring that picture up, Jeff, and they can get a little picture of what we look like. For those on the radio, it's just really a very typically awesome-looking band. So why don't you? We have one member missing in there, but go ahead and why don't you just do the rundown? Who's who in the zoo there?
All right. If you look in the upper left-hand corner,
Who's that guy?
you'll see our lead guitarist, Mr. Doc Hamels.
There I am.
There he is.
Need my strap.
Sitting in front of him with sunglasses and his hat.
Very famous.
The famous trumpet player and lead vocalist,
Rick Mascaro.
Rick Mascaro. The young lady with the blue top that you see singing.
Is it blue or is it green?
Yes.
Remember that
it's
whole
one of,
deal?
one of those two.
What color is the
One of
dress?
those two is Barb Johnson. In fact, her dad used to own that Ford garage you were talking about.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she did. Behind her, behind the post, trying to hide, is Jimmy Scriven, and Jimmy is probably known to a lot of people in Chautauqua
Absolutely.
County.
He's played a lot of bands.
He's been playing forever around here.
Yep,
so
we're
Jimmy's
contemporaries. And he did a great job on bass this year.
there. Right, he did. He plays guitar, and he filled in on bass for us. He started playing bass, and now he considers himself a bass player.
I would definitely consider him one. We just had a great time playing this summer together.
Yeah.
But he's going to Florida now. He's going back home.
He is.
Down, I don't know if that's home or he's leaving us.
Well, he's one of those 50-50 snowbirds. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, in front of Jim is, in the black top young lady, is Diane Scarpine.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Diane Young Scarpine, and her daddy, for who are sports enthusiasts, her daddy was Phil Young, who was the illustrious coach in Chautauqua County that coached for a long time. Behind her, in the red shirt, is
Big smile.
the big man himself, Dick Davies, the former mayor of Westfield, and now our illustrious drummer.
He's been drumming for a long time, I guess.
He has.
Was he a
has.
drummer in the Deutschmeisters?
He was. He played with the Deutschmeisters for years, and years. When Doc and I were talking, that Dick gets a little lazy now and then. You're playing. Go ahead, Doc. Tell him what you saw. Tell him what you saw
Well,
yesterday.
it was getting. We were getting tired. I got to paint this guy. We were getting tired. It was really hot. And Scriven says to me, "Look over there at the drummer." And I look, and And Dick had somehow figured out how to play drums without playing drums. He had his arms folded like this, and all I could see was his foot hitting the bass drum.
He's half asleep.
Oh,
Hitting the bass
it must have been one of those slow songs you were doing. It was just so awesome. We love you, Dick. We're just picking.
And the last person in that, we got to flip back to that picture one more time. The bottom right is Mr. Kelly Cole Matthews, and he is the leader of the Westfield All-Stars, and also is our tech man for this band, and also our keyboardist and vocalist.
And he's a tenor, and that's wonderful because I'm a baritone, and I cannot even come close to sing as high as he does. So he does a really super job.
Yeah, Kelly does a great job.
How about name 5 songs the band does, just off the top of your head? Race that, go.
Oh, Susie Q. It's our opening number. We play it every single time we play, and we play it. It's gotten to the point that sometimes it lasts a half hour.
That's been known to happen with jam groups.
Yeah, so OCZQ is our opening one. Mustang Sally, we do Mustang Sally. We do some religious stuff. We do Closer Walk with Thee.
That's a religious song? Now you tell me.
Yeah.
I thought it was just no, I'm just kidding. I knew that.
We do a Closer Walk with Thee. We do, along that same line, we do the Saints. We do a mix of the Saints and...
sort of like a Dixieland.
Yeah. We do
House
that.
of the Rising Sun.
Right. We do House of the Rising Sun. All the standard. We do just about all the standards. So
Okay. That's good time.
You'll hear a lot of good stuff.
And the band gets paid how much?
$7,000. No, we don't. We don't get paid anything. We work on donations sometimes. By the way, if you do hire us, quote unquote hire, all of our money we don't get paid.
No.
We do it for free
noticed that.
because we love it. It all goes back into the organization. When
It's a community band.
It is a community band.
It's a bunch of people that want to get together and make music.
It is, but these music, sometimes you end up with really good community band. This is a really good community band because we have some excellent musicians.
Okay, super. And we've neglected one thing is if somebody wants to learn more about anything you're talking about this morning or get in contact about the band, how do they get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of us a number of different ways. We have a listing on Facebook, which is Lakeshore Center for the Arts on Facebook. You can find that. Or you can contact through me on Facebook, which is Rick Mascaro, and you can find me there. Or you can go to our regular webpage, which is lakeshorecenterforthearts.org, not .com. So you can find information there, which have our schedules and our classes and stuff available. Or you can call us at our home number, and it's a South Carolina number because it's one of the numbers I brought with me, so forgive me. It's 864-723-8600.
Or they can call here and I'll give them the number.
or call Doc. Yeah.
All right, 864-723-8600, and they'll get a hold of you.
Absolutely.
All right, and who answers, you or the dog?
Probably my voicemail at first. It says, you have reached Lakeshore Center of the Arts.
Okay, super. All right, we've talked a little bit about the Barcelona Blues Band, and where have you played so far?
The Blues Band has played primarily First Fridays in Westfield. And if you haven't been to Westfield for First Fridays, you need to go because it's really a lot of fun. Jill Santee, who is their director for the Chamber of Commerce, has organized this, and it has gone on for years, but Jill has taken First Fridays to a different level. There's really a lot of stuff going on in Westfield, with the Blues Band being one of the things that's going on. But that wrapped up as of yesterday. There may be one in October. It's never official. It's always dependent.
Never done till it's done.
Never dependent on weather. We've played there. We play at the Ox Roast. We're going to be playing, we've been asked to play out at Great Discovery. I'm not sure when that's going to be yet, but those kind of gigs. So if you have company picnics or home parties or birthday parties or that sort of thing, we'd love to play. And as I said, it's by donations. We do like to get donations for Lakeshore Center of the Arts, but there's no fee per se.
Okay, great. All right, and any upcoming dates?
Oh, I think at this point,
September 26th?
Yeah, September 26th would be the next one.
At Crossroads.
Yeah, at Crossroads. If you're not familiar with Crossroads, that's another Westfield gig that What's an easy way to tell people how to get there that have never been there before?
Google it.
Yeah, Google it.
It's up, I can't even remember.
The
Oxbow Road,
Sherman Westfield Road. It's about halfway on the right-hand side as you're going from Westfield to Sherman.
It's got a lot of little shops and vendors, and they'll have like a farmer's market.
Right.
And I believe we're playing at noon.
Right.
Under a pavilion or a tent or something. Lots of fun up there.
If you haven't been up there, there's 3 pole barn buildings, large pole barn buildings that have arts and crafts and food and yard sale kind of stuff and all kind of neat stuff. And then there's a pavilion, and there's a small pavilion in the middle that I believe that's where we're going to be playing, where the bands play and that sort of thing. So, yeah, join us there.
Okay.
I'm glad you remember that, because I almost forgot that. I almost forgot that.
I'm supposed to pretend I don't know these things. I'm trying to draw the information out of you.
What are you talking about, Doc? I don't remember any next day. 26. Okay.
Okay. Do we take requests? I got a Twitter here. So, question about the blues band. Do you take requests?
Absolutely. If it's in our repertoire. We have a pretty big repertoire, though, for a little band.
20-some, 24, 25 songs.
Wow.
We even did a song last night that I don't remember doing before. I go, hum it for me.
Doc, at least once during each performance, Doc will start playing a song, and like you sit back there smiling like he's groovy and stuff, you know, and you say, Doc, stop! That ain't the song we're playing.
Well, it was the list thing. I had the wrong list or something like that. Too funny. Okay, let's if we can leave the music scene for a while here, anyways. And we have another picture here, and I want you to tell me a little bit about it that I stole. Tell me about this. What's
look at that.
There you go. There's Joe Spann, Jack Dean, a few people I recognize.
If you've lived in Chautauqua County any time at all, the guy second from the right, the older gentleman with the cane, that's Jack Dean. And Jack Dean was one of the founders of Peak and Peak, Creative Coatings, one of the major employers in the area, that sort of thing. But this is a scene from Spoon River Anthology, the play Spoon River Anthology. And we were, if you have seen this production in Jamestown, Jamestown does it in the Jamestown Cemetery, or they did for a number of years, and they did a super job of it. I also did it in South Carolina, but it's a story of Spoon River, Illinois in the early 1900s, and it takes place in a graveyard, and people that lived in the community well, actually it is, because it's not so much about a graveyard as about individual personalities and their loves and losses and those sorts of things in life. So we utilized, I think, there were 20-something people in that cast.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
we used a lot of Westfield folk, and all Westfield folk.
So that's an example of one of your productions, and it looks like what you were saying, where you go into a church or a noose or where. So you're kind of portable.
Right.
So I'm assuming the sets are pretty minimal?
Well, I guess that play could have been portable. But yes, I try to select things that don't require a lot of sets, furniture pieces, etc. So, for instance, the play that we're doing now requires a table and 2 chairs. That's it.
Can you afford that?
Well, it bends the budget a little bit. Bends the budget a little bit, but we try.
I'll donate a chair. Okay. In your career, this is an unfair question, but how many productions have you done? Do you have a running total?
In my career?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Only hundreds. Hundreds, because I want people to understand that this isn't like your first gig.
No, this isn't my first rodeo.
So you've spent your life.
I've spent my life doing theater.
Okay. Yeah. Why do you keep doing it? I mean, I would get tired.
No, I still love it. I still do. I'll tell you what is frustrating at this point, because I came from South Carolina, where I was in the education setting. I worked at Clemson University and I worked in schools, and I had a whole group of people that loved theater, and I'd have 50 people turn out for auditions, and you get to audition and not turn people away, but utilize
break their hearts.
Yeah, you get to break a few hearts. And in Westfield, because this has not been going on in Westfield for a long time, it's a challenge to find 20 people that want to be in a play, because it's primarily adults, because adults are the people that most of our plays are based around, and they all work, and they all have kids, and they all have jobs, and you've got to figure out how that'll work for them. And not to scare any of you away that want to do this, but I'll be honest, it does take some time and it does take some love. However, I will say this, however, and the however is, I don't think I've ever had anybody be in a play that once it was done and once they got finished said, oh my God, that was fun. I want to do that again. I want to do that again. That was the most fun I've had in a long, long time. And for a number of different reasons. One, because you get to be somebody you aren't, and you get to develop a character, and you get to do all that great stuff. The other part is there's such great camaraderie with the cast that when you work with a group of people for 6 weeks, you make new friends, you make new connections, life gets better. And if you do one, you're going to do more.
Okay, we'll see.
Telling that to Doc, because Doc's acting. Doc's going to be acting in the next play.
We'll see. I'm getting there. All right, we'll get to that in a minute. I want to cover one more thing before we get to Shel Silverstein, which I know we want to talk about. You've been in schools, and you've done all these productions, and you've seen how the arts can kind of disappear in a community. Schools are under attack as far as teaching core subjects, and time is getting tighter and tighter and tighter for the arts. What would you say to the Commissioner of Education or the Board of Regents about the arts from your background?
I would tell them, and we all know these people, but there are certain people that are not going to do well in trigonometry, that are not meant to do chemistry, that are their major emphasis is their creative minds, and to not offer visual, performing, musical arts to that portion of our community, of our kids, is criminal. I mean, it is criminal that so many school districts have cut the arts, because I'll be honest with you, if it weren't for the arts, I don't know what would have happened to me. I mean, I'm one of those that if I had to have been a BA with just science and stuff like that, I don't know what would have happened to me if it hadn't been for the arts.
You'd be a broken trumpet player
I'd be
a dusty
playing
bar.
In a smoky old bar. Hey, that sounds like fun.
Playing for tips and beers. But yeah. There's an avenue for everybody, and it goes back to what we've all learned in education, and it's common knowledge, I think, now that all kids learn differently. Our skill level is different. Our sets of skills are totally different. What I do and you do and everybody else, we should be taught and treated differently, not the same cookie cutter kind of thing. So I'm glad to hear that.
And it offers something else too. And it offers, and I hate to do another sports analogy, but it offers the same thing that sports do. It offers learning how to play on a team. It offers working towards a common goal. It offers a creative process. It offers things that trigonometry doesn't offer you.
Well, and not to keep going on music, but I have a strong background in music. One of the things that I've seen research on is that music and the arts, it helps with math. It helps with English. It helps the other subjects. It's sort of like they go together and they reinforce each other. And I won't go into all that, but the research is there, so it's important. It's important stuff. I have a question.
One more thing.
Sure.
Since both of you and I were both principals in high school, and we had dealt with discipline and that sort of thing before we got into technology and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I ever had a band or drama student in my office for behavior problems. I really don't. They may be goofy off the wall, but they're they're not smoking in the bathroom or breaking car windows. They're
too busy practicing.
Right,
They're serious. They're serious about what they do.
They really are, and I think it gives students the opportunity to have a mission in life and keeps them out of trouble, which is important.
I mentioned earlier the Infinity Performing Arts Group. I don't know if you're familiar with them in Jamestown, but that's exactly what they do. They work with kids all ages, and I had Addison Moon here a few months ago, and she's an inspiring young woman that's done just what you said. She's come up through the ranks. She's a musician now. She's going in. She's at college, and she's finding a career in the arts. And so it's wonderful and all that sort of thing. I have a question that came up. It says, how is this, what you do, different or same as Little Theater in Jamestown or the plays done at the colleges? Is there anything, are they, compare them, I guess, is the question.
Well, I mean, we're using the same format. We're theaters. We're doing plays and that sort of thing. However, they're different from Fredonia or community theater. It is probably close. It is community theater. What we're doing is community theater. However, we end up taking it on the road is what we're doing now. You get to be a traveling show. Like community theater in Jamestown, you go to a real theater and you do your plays, and that's good. But it doesn't offer the component of being able to play the whole lakeshore, play different locations, play for different audiences.
Yeah, and like you said, there's a lot of overhead, and you can keep the cost down too.
And I hate to say professional, but you learn what it's like to be a professional by traveling and setting up and tearing down and that sort of thing.
Okay, great. Okay, let's get to Shel Silverstein. Let's pop him up. There he is. I found him.
You remember him?
I remember him, yeah.
Yep.
My colleague Bob Terberry and I, we did a whole kids show at what is the Reglan A right now, but it was all based on his works for kids. But you're not doing that. Why? What are you doing?
Well, you know what? Those that remember Shel Silverstein and probably kids that are 20 years old now grew up with Shel Silverstein's poetry in their life. And he wrote a lot of poems and verse for kids, but what a lot of people don't realize is that he also wrote a lot of stuff for adults. And I found a number of plays in a collection of his plays called An Adult Evening with Shel Silverstein.
Right here, I got it right here. I know you can't see it up close, but there it is. It's just this little itty bitty book. It's just full of good stuff.
Those are 10. He wrote. Those are 10. He has a lot more than this. If you're interested to go on Shel Silverstein, you could see a lot of the stuff he did. But this is a collection of 10 very short plays that were written for adults, and they go the gamut from very mild to very adult.
Okay, people are watching right now and they're saying, "What do you mean by
We'll just
adult?"
leave it there. Very mature themes
Edgy.
in
It's
some
edgy.
of them. Yeah, edgy.
So like something you see at the movies, or something you watch on TV, or
Something you see at the movies on some of them. However, we are not doing any of the very edgy ones.
all right. So
I've selected
here
four
we go.
of
Here's
them.
something.
Oh,
I don't.
My pony is dead. I'm 13 years old today, and you gave me a dead pony for my
I told
birthday.
you he bit me.
But you gave it to me anyway. You took me out here to show me a dead pony.
I thought about that. I thought if I take you out here and show you a dead pony, you'll be upset.
Okay. What's that one from?
that is from a play called The Worst Daddy. And The Worst Daddy is one of Silverstein's plays where, as you can see, his daughter is asked, the girl in that is portraying a 13-year-old girl. And she asked her daddy for a pony, and well, you have to come see it.
You have to come see it.
You gotta come. I'm not telling you.
Find out why he's the worst daddy.
I'm not going to tell you what the movie's about, for heaven's sakes. Yeah.
Okay, so why Shel Silverstein? Why, of all the guys that have written, why him? I mean, you're the director. Why'd you pick him?
You want the truth?
This is a live show.
Here, I'll tell you the truth, Doc, on this one. We were doing another show.
I try.
We were doing another show, and one of my actors had to drop out, and so I had these wonderful actors with nothing left to do.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Yeah, so I had
All those
to go
actors.
through.
Wait a minute, that was me.
Yeah, so I had to find another vehicle, and I went through and I listened to that. I read this Shel Silverstein one, and I was on the floor. Oh my God, these are some of the funny. You were at rehearsal. These are some of the funniest. I picked 4 out of the 10 plays, and they're the most hysterical thing. I was on the floor listening when I was reading them. They're hysterical. So, and we add music into it and some poetry and that sort of thing. But I think and that's why we chose had this not, there's always a reason for something to happen. Mm-hmm. And I think this big show, we were doing a Neil Simon production. I think this big show ended so that the spirits that be would lead me into looking at this, which I think solved a number of our problems, which I don't know if you want to talk about that or not.
I want to talk
Okay,
about
all right.
I want to talk about this stuff. Okay, we have another clip, but frame it for us first.
Which one? What, we have?
You sent me a second one.
Oh, okay. The second one is part of the evening we do. In fact, it's the last scene of the play that we're doing.
Okay.
Our play ends this way with the entire cast.
And the name of this is?
Where the Sidewalk Ends.
The children they mark, the children they know. The place.
I think the audio is pretty low. No, oh, it's very quiet right now. It's just someone talking. There we go.
I think we lost the
Okay.
voice on that.
All right.
It is a soft voice that does that, but
So, what's the deal with that one? What's that all about?
well,
Without a giveaway.
I
just what's in it?
gave you 2 clips from some of the things that we're doing, and I think the amazing thing about Shel Silverstein is that he is so diverse in the material that he creates. He creates music, he creates plays, he creates poetry, he creates all these different things, all the way from things that appeal to little kids to a little raunchy stuff for adults to very sweet, tender poems. And I've tried to bring those all together into a grouping of things that offset each other, just to give you an overview of who Shel Silverstein is and the emotions that he worked with and the groups that he worked with.
And I got to have some input into the lineup, didn't
Absolutely.
I? Many of you know I've done Irish folk music and so forth, and I played blues and everything else. But in my Irish side, there's a song that a lot of people don't realize that Shel Silverstein wrote, and the Irish Rovers recorded, called the Unicorn Song. And we're going to put that into the lineup, right?
We are.
And we're going to do it a little creatively, I think. I've been thinking about that a little bit more, so that should be a lot of fun. I'm prepared to talk about my piece. Mine is called Wash and Dry.
It is.
Can you tell us a little bit about what I'll be doing?
Without
just
giving
a little
away.
bit, just a
All right,
tiny little bit.
Actually, is it called Wash and Dry or Watched and Dry?
Wash and Dry.
It is called Wash and Dry.
Wash and Dry.
Okay. All right. Doc's first acting experience in a major role is in
With talkie
Silverstein's
parts.
Wash and Dry.
I was a gentleman in Japan in the Mascaro.
Oh, that's right.
But I didn't have a talking part,
He
though.
had eyebrows tattooed
yes, I
on his
did.
head. I remember that part from our last show we did together. But he's got a major role, and if you're interested in seeing Doc acting in other than in a kimono or with tattooed eyebrows. I don't even want to go there because that'll scare the kids if you start thinking about that stuff. And don't let the kids watch that. But he's going to be in this Shel Silverstein one, and he has a very major role, and he's going to be working.
No pressure.
He's going to be working with Libby Cardi Sharano, who is his partner in this. And if you know Libby, she is a hoot. And Doc's a hoot too, and it deals with somebody going in with their ticket to get their laundry, and that's all I'm going to tell you.
Well, I thought we'd give a little sample. All you got to say, you'll be Marianne, and your line is.
I didn't bring my script.
No.
Oh.
I'll tell you what to do.
All right.
And so you pretend you come walking in, and you just say, "Good morning, I'm George."
Good morning, I'm George.
No. You say good morning.
Oh, good morning.
And I say, "Good morning," and that's all I've memorized so far. So I'm working on it.
This is the problems we have with plays. Good morning. He's got pages and pages.
But
This is what he has memorized so far. This is what you have to deal with in community theater.
Hey, we got 37 seconds left.
Yeah.
Tell us how they can contact you for more information and when the play's going to be.
Well, again, you can get a hold of us on our website, on Facebook, or probably the best way is to leave a message. You could leave a message on my phone, which is 864-723-8600. Also, Facebook. I read my Facebook messages every day. So,
And when's the show going to be?
Shows that are coming up. We have 3 traveling productions at this point. If you want to do it at your place, restaurant, or we can do that. But right now we are scheduled October
10? 11? 12?
10, 11. October 11th at the White Horse Inn in Cassadaga. October 11th at the Grape Discovery Center in Westfield, New York. October 18th at Grape Discovery.
Okay, they got to see. I'll be announcing in the future.
White Horse
We gotta
Inn.
go. We gotta go. Stop. Cut.
No, I had to.
I'm Doc Hamels.
No,
This
you
is
can't.
Chautauqua Sunrise.
No,
We'll see you next
please, please.